Give us the inside word on what you heard about Pete Alonso moving over to Baltimore and the Mets kind of being like, nah, we're not going to throw you an offer.
I don't think it's a surprise, really. I don't think they wanted him back last year, David Stearns. I thought there was no way they were going to bring him back this year. He wants to make that team his own way. They grossly underperformed last year, big underachievers. So, hey, he didn't care in Milwaukee. Remember when he traded Josh Hader, and he's doing it his style.
What's not to like about Pete? They don't like his defense. What's not to like? They don't like his defense. What's the problem?
I just think they think he's not going to be the same player. I mean, this guy posted 160 games each of the last 3 years. I think they think the defense can go sour. I think they want to change. Not that Pete was fine in the clubhouse, but I think they want to change that whole dynamic there. I mean, you're just trading, getting rid of 3 pauper guys with Nimmo and of course Diaz and now Alonso. I think he says it didn't work. Let me do my way.
Okay, well, what's his way then?
Because
you have Soto, you're stuck with Soto. You ain't moving him. You got Lindor still.
Yep.
You got McNeil, who everyone's like, oh, they could trade. He didn't have a great year. What's his way? He tried his. I thought we've talked about this. He tried his way, bringing in cheaper starting pitching and trying to hope he won in the margins. You're the Mets, man. You got Uncle Stevie Cohen, right? Like he's willing to spend. Go get the big fish.
I think he's doing his way like Milwaukee. Hey, it worked in Milwaukee. I'm going to see it work in New York.
But did they win a World Series in Milwaukee?
They did not win a World Series.
Then did it really work? That's the next thing.
At least you're in the playoffs every year.
Is that what we've now become as a sport? Because when I talk to people, they're like, well, if we get in, we have a chance.
Right.
But if you get in and get swept in 2 games, then was it still a good year?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
But I think everybody just said get in. And, when you look back now, did he really want Juan Soto? I don't think so. I think it was a Steve Cohen sign. What we're seeing right now is, it's probably a deal where, hey, Steve, you got your way last year. Now let me do it this way. You're paying me the most of any executive in baseball. I'm not going to just sign checks. I'm going to do it my way.
Is there any indication of the players that they've kept around of what that way is? AJ kind of asked this too, like, what is that? Because in Milwaukee, it was just, fine little value on the margins. He doesn't need to do that in New York. He has to do that, but he doesn't need to do that.
Yeah, it's almost like he just wants to change the entire culture. I think he was so disgusted about last year, just the way they underachieved, that something was wrong. So I think there's been more stories coming out, particularly in spring training, like what was going on. We already saw stories, last couple of weeks about the whole relationship, with the, Lindor and Soto, which was always whispered, now starting to become more public.
All right, let's go to where Pete went to. Pete went to the O's. Are the O's going to still be able to get pitching? Do they want to get pitching, or is Mike Elias on the same line as David Stearns, like no pitching over 3 years, like this is all, and we're going to see the same Orioles again from last year, but with more homers?
No, I think they got to get a couple of pitchers. It was a disaster for the Orioles too. I mean, as much as the Mets underachieved, so do the Orioles. So I think they'll definitely go get at least one big guy, if not 2. I think Rubenstein is spending some money. He's trying to get the fans back. So, no, I fully expect him to hit the pitching market for sure.
Who? Give us a name. Zach Gallen?
I think they go bigger than that. I think, Amaya, try to get that.
Oh, wow.
I think Michael King.
Okay.
I think they'll go after a couple of big boys.
So the Orioles are going to go do that. That would help. Because right now, if you look at their team, we had this discussion. Are they better than the Blue Jays where the Blue Jays are at right now? Are they better than the Red Sox? Are they better than the Yankees?
If they get some pitching, you can argue they're better
I'm
than the Red
talking
Sox.
about right. I'm not talking about.
Yeah.
Listen, we've ifs and buts all the time, but I'm saying right now where they stand, they're 4, maybe
third,
ahead of which one?
I put them right behind the Blue Jays. I put them ahead of the Yankees.
Wow!
Right now.
Wow! You heard it. You heard
You
it.
put the O's ahead of the Yankees right now?
Right now. Yeah.
Wow. You think there's enough pitching there with what they have?
Cole, Rodon, and Fried, top 3.
Schlittler.
Luis Heel.
I'll take the offense.
Cole and Rodon won't pitch till May.
Yeah, we'll see how they do after miss all the time last year. Exactly.
Okay. Okay, that's fair. I
Let's
like
go. It's a toss-up.
Okay, so then who's the next big guy to go? Who do you think is the best? Because Schwarber, boom. Then right away, Pete Alonso. So who do you think is it Tucker? Is it Bellinger? Is it a pitcher? Is it one of the pitchers you're talking about? Who do you think is the next big domino to fall?
I think Bellinger signs after Tucker. I think whatever Tucker gets, Bellinger's going to want close to it. If someone's going to give Tucker a 8, 9, 10-year contract, Bellinger wants the same thing, maybe 1 year shy at the same money. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, as soon as Schwarber got 5 years at 150, you knew that Boris was going to top it. So, $1 more million a year. Same type of thing. So I think the two play off each other. I still think Bellinger and Tucker are a little ways away.
What about the trade market? We haven't actually seen any of those big trades happen yet. Ketel Marte, Scooble sounds lofty, but maybe I'm off there. Do you think him, Ketel, Tarek, or somebody else, upper echelon, gets moved in the next couple weeks?
I think the Marte market is picking up. When the 2 weeks ago I thought, okay, they're not going to trade him. I think too many people are showing interest. I think he goes to the Red Sox. I think the Red Sox have got the pitching and get it done. Then we'll see what they do with Bregman. But I think the Boston is saying, you know what, we're not going to wait all day for Bregman. Let's go get Marte. And that he'd fit in that clubhouse, and Alex Cora would be a perfect manager for him.
I can't argue that. All right, so there's a couple teams that everyone's asking that have kind of set out. Where are the Cubs in this whole thing? Because we haven't heard
Chicago, AJ.
Huh?
In Chicago.
Well, I know they're in Chicago, but Cubs fans are. Why aren't we doing anything? Where's Jed Hoyer and Tom Ricketts and Craig Counsell to make their moves? Because if you look around, the Dodgers clearly got better, right? So teams are starting to make their moves. The Phillies bring back Schwarber. Where are the Cubs? They were a good team. They were a playoff team last year.
I think they get one or two starters. I really do. I don't know about offense. They talk about Matt Shaw all the time. I'm not sure Bregman's a fit there. I think they think that Matt Shaw can handle it. Go get some, little help. I don't see him spending big unless they get Amaya. I think they're right in the mix for Amaya. I think when the final deal is done, they'll be at least a finalist.
Kratz?
Yeah, I agree. I think there's plenty of teams that have to get in on some of these free agents. Are the teams leery of where the market's been set because of the fact that older players over 30 years old have gotten $150 million, and couple that with the CBA looming, or teams going, CBA's looming, we're going to go hard, and who cares what the rules what happens with the rules after this?
Yeah, I haven't heard any agent that said the CBA's impediment to negotiations. I think the big question is, how many years does Tucker get? I don't think he's going to get the big 9, 10-year contract. I don't know if the Blue Jays are going to do it. I know the Dodgers will not do that. He might get a high AAV, but I think maybe he might have to settle for the if these guys are getting 5-year deals, maybe 6, 7 year stops.
Okay, so we keep hearing the Reds were in on Schwarber. The Pirates were in on Schwarber and Naylor. They've shown they have money to spend. Will they actually spend it? Now, I give the Orioles a ton of credit. They said they were in on Schwarber, didn't get him, pivoted right away, got Alonso. But will a team like the Reds and the Pirates actually use the money that they've said we clearly have this amount of money? Will they actually go out and get other players now to make their team better?
Talking to Reds, no. They thought that.
So the Reds just said Schwarber or nothing.
Yeah, and then he was going to sell that many tickets. He was going to make a lot of money for the Reds.
But as
remember
a fan,
when Griffey went there?
As a fan, should you say you have that money? Let's go use it to get our team better. We were in the playoffs.
But they thought that Schwarber, just being a hometown guy, they would make half of his contract just with the tenants, marketing stuff. They didn't think Alonso could do that. They don't think Bellinger could do that. So now the Pirates might spend some money, but I don't see the Reds jumping in and said, okay, here's our $150 million we could have spent. I think they'll just hang on to it.
They were almost there. The Reds didn't want to just keep going. And by the way, for everyone to know, the Rule 5 draft is coming up in like 10, 15 minutes. We're not covering it. We'll talk about anything that happens there, but that's why it is a quarter-zip biker gang running around behind us right now. But anyway,
I think the Reds would have kept going if they wanted to. I think they had the feeling, and I think Schwarber said once he got the 5 years at 150, don't even bother on going back. I think you have that kind of respect for the Reds organization. So I think even the Reds that said, here's 6 at 180, Phillies would have said, okay, it's 6 at 180. So they would have gone 150.
Okay. I've got one for you on the Dodgers. They pick up Edwin Diaz. The rich get richer. What do you think they could do? Or are they just kind of hanging out and saying, hey, if something falls in our lap, they clearly thought that Edwin Diaz was a nice value, and I expected him to get at least 4 years. He ends up getting 3. What did you think of that whole situation?
I just think kind of the market dried up. There wasn't teams that wanted to do it. Dodgers made the most sense. And I think they kind of sit back. Like I said, remember last year they played around the Soto market. I think they'll play around in the Tucker market. I don't think they'll be in on Bellinger. So I think they'll just say, who falls in our lap?
What does
One more for you while we're on the Dodgers real quick. Oh, go ahead, Kratz. Are you on the Dodgers or are you switching?
It was on closers. It was on closers with because the fact that 3 of them are off the board now. Does this make Robert Suarez's market better, or just what you said about Edwin? Like, you know what? People weren't really into going 4 years. Does this make Robert Suarez's market a little more tenuous?
Well, I think he'll get at least a strong 2-year deal, and I think he'll get close to the not get $23 million a year like Diaz, but I think he can get around the $20 million mark, at least close to it. So I actually think it helps because he's the last big guy available. But, his age obviously hurts him. But no, I think it helps his market.
Were you in the room when Dave Roberts made his comment or kind of doubled down on his salary cap comment? So, because Kratz was like, I want to hear more context of it. Well, give us the context of the room, because it's funny. A lot of people are like, how ironic. The highest paid manager on the team with the highest payroll, back-to-back champs, whatever, wants to cap it down.
Yeah, I mean, a reporter asked a question directly and read off the notes, and he says, hey, I'm going to tell him my opinion. I'm not changing what I said. I'm not apologizing for what I said. This is what I believe. But he did say, hey, the game's going great. I think it's fine the way it is. But he did reiterate, if we have a cap, need a floor. He wants these small market teams to start spending money. But he says, hey, I'm not backing off what I said.
Question for you. Do you think that his players would be pissed at a comment like that? I mean, he's got a lot of high-paid players on the team. It's a real thought, right? I mean, I'm speaking to many people on both sides of the equation there. And ultimately, when you make a comment like that, it will lead to players making less money. I know fans don't really give a crap, right? Everybody's really rich in this scenario, but it does affect the players he's talking about. Plus, he used to be a player.
He addressed that, and someone said, you think it'll affect your relationship with players? He said, no, I got a great relationship with our players. I'm entitled to my opinion, and that was kind of the end of it. But he was asked about that, and he doesn't think it will have any effect.
Huh.
That's fair. Okay. All right, last thing for me. Who my allegiances are to, Bob. Are the White Sox going to actually spend money besides Anthony Kay? Because Chris Getz came out, and they got the first pick overall. They're going to take probably the guy from UCLA unless something crazy happens. Are they going to actually spend money, and are they going to do something, Bob?
I don't think so.
Give us hope, Bob. Give us hope. You're tight with Reinsdorf. Give us hope.
I mean, they're so far away. Why spend money? It's not going to help you right now.
Yeah, but it might help you 2 years
How
from
far away?
now.
It's already been 2 years of crap. How many years away are we here?
I mean, actually, this is the second rebuild in 5 years. I mean, their window was, open about a year and a half.
Their window was 2005, Bob.
Yeah. How many bad years has it been already, AJ? 3?
Well, 23 is when it really started, and then they lost 100. 24 was the year they set the record, and then 25. I mean, they got better. They couldn't be any worse, right?
Right.
So, but now it's time to start
already.
Yeah, I think it's going to be at least in our year. I mean, they're not even close to the Tigers in Cleveland, that sort of thing. So, I mean, who are they going to bid on? I mean, if you sign a guy like Cody Bellinger, I mean, you're not going to win for a few years anyway.
Yeah, but the Nationals did that with Jason Worth, and look where it got them.
It did.
Tigers did that with Pudge, Rodriguez, and Maglio, and got to the World Series in 2 years.
I think they're further away.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But all these trades and all these things, though, Bob, quit breaking my heart. Quit breaking my heart, Bob. Bob used to cover me in Minnesota, break my heart. Every time Bob came up to me, I'm like, Bob, am I getting traded? Am I getting sent to AAA? But now he's doing it. Now he's doing it with the White Sox.
They get the number 1 pick. Excited.